There we go. Hi. Hi. Clever wanted to say hi. Yes, you did. Yeah, hi. Say hi. Say hi. Who's there? Who's there? Huh? No, don't lick my microphone. Yeah. No, don't go do that. Okay. All right. You want to get down now? Want to get down? Yeah. Want to get down? Okay. All right. Want to get down? All right. Go get your hedgehog. Oh my God. Hey. No. No. Go get your hedgehog. Okay. Hi. She's in the chewing stage, like really bad. So, okay. All right, let me get over here. Sorry. Okay, here we are. Hi, Non Sequitur Show. Hey, Megan. Hi, Lily. Hi, Reagan. Hey, Heather. Animal Lover. Nana Hawk. Steve McRae. Chronically Bee Queen Bee. Lisa Just Lisa. Sue Elliott, what's up? Bella J. The Crazy Lady, Tiffany. Indigo Halo, Peaches. All right. I think I am all caught up. So I didn't get a chance to catch much more of Vita's stream. She did stop streaming, right? I don't want to be going live and shit if she's still streaming. Actually, let me get over here quick. What is this? That's the one from earlier. Okay, let me get over here. Oh shit, she is still streaming. Damn it. I'm sorry, Veda. I'm sorry. Oh. All right, so for those of you who missed the live stream earlier today, it was a quick little live stream because another live stream was brought to my attention and I fucking loved listening to it. Like I really thoroughly enjoyed this live stream. So the live stream that I covered earlier today, and the live stream that I'm talking about now, is a live stream on the channel called PurPleXedQT. I guess the channel's host owner is Lauren or Laura. And the name of her stream is Mentally Stunted Much? Why is Molly or anyone's personal life your content? Right. Sorry. Damn it. I had to sneeze. It went away. Hey, Kathy Ann. Teresa. So yes, that's the stream. Oh, and I'm on StreamYard too tonight because I invited Veda to come and join me on the stream. Maybe I don't know how long she's gonna be streaming for, so maybe she will, maybe she won't. But so yeah, I can have guests on much easier on StreamYard than I can on OBS because I'm still trying to figure out all the kinks there. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off because there's like another 20 minutes or so of stream. The only part of the stream I'm really commentating on or covering is the part where Nanya came up on panel. And come on. I'm not going to sneeze. I know I'm not going to sneeze. You're going to keep breaking my balls. So that's what I'm going to be playing. Let me dim that a little. It's a little too bright. Yeah, it's a little better. You missed this when you caught up this afternoon. Okay. I mean, I could cover the whole part, but I kind of want to just get to this part of the stream because it was, I don't know, it was the latter part of the stream that I found to be most interesting, or the latter part of Nanya being up on panel that I found to be most interesting. All right, split screen. No, it's not what I want. That's what I want. All right, so let's get to it. Let me know if you hear an echo because I I have this set up for my OBS. I don't know how it's going to play on this.
Repeat that one more time.
Wait, let me turn this down a little bit. Okay.
Okay, so if you set it for your content, right?
Oh, okay. So the point of the stream though was the PurPleXedQT, Laura, I apologize. I'm not sure what is her name. I'll figure it out though momentarily. But she was really just calling out like how ridiculous it is that people are going after Molly, but while her mother is dying, you know? I mean, like this is just fucking abhorrent behavior, really. And Nunya is trying to excuse it and justify it, and you know, and just try to come up with all these reasons why it's justified. You know, like Molly brought this upon herself. You know, like that's basically what Nunya is doing, or trying to do.
And in your content, like you bash some of the people in your chat, let's just say, right, for being bad parents in some way or another. I'm not saying this is what she's done. I'm just using this as an example.
Okay.
And so you've set that, right? And then I fire up a live and I talk about your parenting. In your concept of what you're saying right now, and I don't have.
Sorry. Before I'm going to start this stream off the same way I started the other stream off too. I want to read a post that Nonsense put up on her community page regarding this stream, because I just think it puts us in the right frame of mind, I guess. You know what I mean? So this is it. Oh no, wait, you can't. That's right. I'm not on OBS. It doesn't follow me. There we go. So here she says, you know what? Let me refresh it. Oh, edit it. Oh, can you? I don't think you can view all the edits though on YouTube like you can on Facebook. All right. So here it is. All I have to say in regards to your rant I've heard you went on is this. Why is Molly or anyone's personal life your content? Laura, I think I figured it out now. Laura's video title from yesterday. Bish, you claim to do true crime, which is speaking on personal lives of victims and their tragedies, don't you? Also, since when does Molly get a pass for her behavior? Considering her content consists of exploiting families' extremely personal matters, and how sometimes even creating personal family matters that don't exist for content. I called you a non-factor because that's exactly what you are for me in this arena. That's why I made this whole post and I'm going on about this, is because you're such a non-factor. You were solely mentioned because you sat spewing ignorant shit on panel with her. That's it. That's all. You don't offer a single bit of intelligent conversation, nor an open dialogue. Therefore, I'm not interested in entertaining your ignorance. Sorry. It's between you and Molly how you are using her to peddle some weird looking and smelling, according to Molly, candles. I'm only 40, so I prefer scents that are inviting, not bug repellents. But hey, do your thing. It's just, again, not my interest. Apparently, you never grew up or lived anywhere where there were mosquitoes, because you love the fucking smell of that bug repellent shit at any age when there's mosquitoes around. I'll buy Raid to keep bugs away. I'd get buying that shit then if I were you. I get the reasoning behind your selective ignorance. I've been a single mom too and been through the struggles. So I respect the hustle. However, the hustle doesn't have to include co-signing of exploiting victims and their tragedies for money. That's where we differ, is I can respect a hustle, but I don't respect a grift. I don't think you know what either one are. You can get your grift on all you want, but at least call it as it is, a grift. You've sought out an angle on this circle of insanity for months and finally got picked for Molly Golightly's dodgeball team as a replacement for the C Squad because they've all been sidelined due to injuries. And I said this earlier today, and I'm going to say it again. What is it with her comparing everything to like junior high and high school like level metaphors? Like you I don't know, man. You got to move on. You got to matriculate somewhere else in life. Mostly just feelings hurt because they have no spines. Grab that ball and run crazy all you want, slinging it all over. Sadly, it's just going to bounce right back at you and knock you on your ass. You can't change the narrative on a story that was told by Molly's own words. They will always bounce back to haunt her. And now you, since you were playing captain, save a hole. Laura, you weren't picked for the A or B squad. She's ran through so many players doing her dirty deeds over the last 8 months that seeing you begging to still be picked for dodgeball is entertaining to say the least. Like, who has she ran through? I mean, she said it's best with people, but no one that she was like all buddy with like right beforehand. You know, I mean, what the fuck are you even talking about? Like, it seems like you're the one who's kind of gone through several people. Just saying. How's your friendship with Katie there, huh? We don't even know whose ball you are chasing around, even at this point, but more power to you. Chase that ball. Do you? Maybe you'll win a participation trophy from old Moose Knuckle Magoo after all. Look at you resorting to name calling again. Photos of her recent stream title. Okay. So yeah, there's that. Oh, she was right. I want to talk about that today too. Thank you for reminding me, Tina. Thank you. I gotta pull that up. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the live stream. I had to remember to change that again. There we go.
Have a right to fire up that live and talk about your parenting because you chose to talk about what you wanted on your channel.
If I talk about your parenting,
What happened?
You have every right to talk about my parenting. If I talk about you and your kids, then you have every right to talk about me and my kids. But if I talk about your kids, doesn't give somebody else the right to talk about me. It should be one-on-one. That's my moral compass. If you want to talk shit about me, then I have every right to talk shit about you. However, if I talk shit about someone else, doesn't give you a right to talk shit about me. Why can't that person? I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your point. I do. I understand it more now. I'm glad I came out of the chat to actually like to conversate because I do understand your point now. Your point is it truly is just if that person chooses to discuss their personal life, then they have that right to do that. It doesn't mean it gives other people the right to discuss their life.
Correct.
And I understand that part of it for sure. I think for me, it's just a little bit different. I do have a difference of opinion where for me, if you put it out on the internet, it's unfortunately becomes for the internet to talk about and critique or criticize or whatever the case may be. So I think that's where the difference is, unfortunately.
And we all
see, I just want to throw this out there that apparently there's a whole bunch of people over in Nonsense Circle that completely support and agree with my discussing that police report a few years ago on Red's channel because somebody else put that out on the internet. I mean, according to Nunya's definition here, yeah, that's true. Now, yes and no. Well, I mean, when Katie talked about that, she talked about it time and time again, over and over again. And she was making all these accusations against someone without anything to back them up, which I didn't even get into that. But it was the officer in which she was making all these accusations about. And that's why it became in my opinion, a matter of public interest. Now, if she hadn't done that, she just told her story without dragging all the officer into this and pointing the finger at all this and everything else, then yeah, I would agree that it's not really something to kind of fucking use against her, maybe. Just like, I don't know, someone losing a parent. I mean, you can dislike someone for someone's content or their channel for what they use as content, for what they do with it. And you can criticize them using that. But when you use the fact that you just don't like them to just hurt them, to try and hurt them, that's something different. Criticizing something that you deem to be negligible, as they put it out there, and causing harm is one thing. Using something just to hurt them is something entirely different. And I think that that's what was left out of the stream, because yeah, and it's true, like they touch on this and a lot on this being the drama community, the commentary drama community or whatever. And sure, yeah, and that means oftentimes talking about other channels or other content creators or people or whatever involved in this, and that will include criticizing them, no doubt. But criticize their involvement in the drama community and what they're doing there, not what's going on in their personal lives. I don't know. I guess that's my takeaway.
I also don't know, and I've gone through this personally, that people, all right, so there have been times, and I'm going to use me as an example for this. There have been times where people will hear me lash out even at a mod. And they'll automatically like, Laura, what the fuck are you doing? You're an asshole, blah, blah. But they don't know about.
I didn't even check the chat. You guys can hear that okay, right? Oh, no, the people. Oh, wait, what? Oh, the two people that are talking is Laura. She's the channel owner, whatever, the one who runs the channel, PurPleXedQT. And the other person up in stream is Nunya, one of Nonsense's moderators. No, I don't know what's going on. I was fine, and then like I just started feeling like I had a sneeze, and now it's like the sneeze won't come out, so now my nose is just getting stuffy. Fucking annoying. Citronella's life in California in the summer. Dude, Citronella don't even work here. Like, it's just to walk the dog. I felt like I've overdosed on DEET by just how much I put on me. And it's like, you can't really, nothing really like less than like 90 or 100% DEET is going to be effective here. And by here, I don't necessarily mean all central New York. I mean right where I live, because like we have the canal system like less than a mile away, and there's a swamp over there, and so the mosquitoes I think kind of venture up here up on the hill, and yeah. Yes, it is louder than you. Okay, good, thank you. Okay. I can turn it down if you want. All right, where am I going? Here. Okay.
What went on privately that caused me to have that reaction. So many people just see my reaction. They just see me flip out. They just, oh my God, how could she do that? And then there's 10 lives made about what a horrible person.
You're going to hear what sounds like a pig oinking in the background. My dog has this toy. It's like a, I don't know, stuffed animal hedgehog, and it'll squeak or oink when she bites on it. So
I am, and how dare I do that? But they don't see the fight that went on 5 minutes prior to that privately. So that's what I'm saying. Many people may see Marissa lash out at somebody in a chat, but they don't know what happened 20 minutes before that. They don't know what caused Marissa to lash out to begin with, because they don't know what went on privately. And that's what I think you're missing. That's what a lot of people miss. A lot of people miss the fact that, you know, what you see publicly, you don't know what happened prior to that. Just like Robin, you saw something on Robin. I see something totally different because I was there 2 years ago and a year ago when Robin was a complete fucking whack job. But you didn't see that. You only saw this public thing from Robin. So you didn't know the backstory. That's another perfect example.
Yeah, and I've never, you know, that's why I said in the very beginning, I don't know, you know, I'm fairly newer to it, so I have a fairly strong stance. And as I said earlier, I can have empathy for what her family is going through, excuse me, and I can have prayers for her mother while still having an opinion on the stuff that she's doing for clicks and views. So
Oh my
I think
God.
that you can absolutely simultaneously.
Okay, you can hold whatever opinion you want on anyone you want for whatever reason you want. That's not, no one's giving a shit that you have an opinion on her. It's when you guys are doing stream after stream, day after day, dragging her, calling her a liar, calling her a fucking grifter, saying she's a scam artist, saying that she's lying about her mother. That's the problem. And, you know, sure, you have every right to come up on YouTube and you can drag anyone you fucking want. Sure, you have that right. But just because you have a right doesn't make it the right thing to do. It kind of makes you an asshole sometimes, you know. And hey, if you're fine with being an asshole, then be one. But call it like it is. Like Nonsense pointed out, you're an asshole. Call yourself like it is.
Oh no. She gotta be something.
Yeah, the stuffing.
From where?
The pig. This is exactly what she was chewing.
Wow.
Yeah, she put a hole in it. Why is that surprising?
But I'm also not firing up a live about it. I may jump on a panel about it, but I don't fire up a live about it. So there may be a difference, but I will jump on a panel about it for sure.
But the only person
you jump on every panel you can about it. You jump on Nonsense's panel about it all the time, and you're pushing Nonsense's narrative. You're supporting her. You're right there. You're just as culpable. Dude, come on, you are.
Views and subs for Molly's tragedy are the haters. People like Nonsense, Queen Bee, Mallory. Those are the people that are gaining subs and money from Molly's tragedy.
I disagree there.
Molly discussing her own tragedy with her own support and her own crew on her own fucking panel is not somebody using for subs and money.
Yeah, I won't take away the views that they're getting, but and I personally, because I'm with those channels, so I wouldn't say, you know, obviously I don't call us haters, but I respectfully, I can say definitely the views. I'll give you that for sure, the views for right now. But on the other side of that, I would say that like there's been a lot of money made in the last 24 hours. And I don't think half of that money went to the haters.
But those are Molly's people. Those are Molly's Patreons.
Why the fuck? I mean, it seems like the excuse for wanting to throw shade on the money made the past 8 months has been, oh, because it was made under like false pretenses. It's a fraud, yada, yada. Well, what's your problem with this then? What is your problem with the people who support her fucking supporting her? Why do you feel like it's your fucking responsibility to try and stop that? Who the fuck are you to determine whether or not she should or shouldn't get the money, or people should or shouldn't support her? Who the fuck are you? Who do you think you are?
Molly's Patreon support her at $50 a month. They're going to give her money. They can afford it. They're going to support her. That's what they do. These aren't strangers that are giving Molly money. These are her supporters. That's what I think people are missing. They're her supporters that are giving her all this money. That's what supporters do. But these other people are using her tragedy to gain money from Molly's tragedy. That's what's fucked up. And that's
This is the thing, you see, because Nonsense posting how Molly's lying. Her mom didn't die yet. Molly's full of shit. Nonsense doing streams about that, talking about that. That is Nonsense exploiting Molly's situation, her mother's end of life. Why is this any of Nonsense's fucking business to begin with? Like, why is she concerned with this? She can't stand Molly, right? Why does she care? Because she wants the clicks and the views. And she knows that being so outrageous as to call Molly a liar over something so extreme as this is going to get her a lot of clicks and views.
That's what I think you're missing. Random strangers are not coming into Molly's giving her money. Molly's own people that support her are giving her money. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it needs to be made clear. I'm not here to change anybody's mind about anybody. I'm just here to have a conversation that is of a difference of opinion.
I'm not yelling at you. It's just I get fired up.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's just other people. But so for me, I just and I do agree. Like, it aren't all YouTubers here for clicks and views. Like, isn't that what everyone is here for? Like,
so why do you have an issue with it then?
So I don't disagree with you. Her supporters are going to support her no matter what, right? But I think that sometimes it can become emotionally or manipulative. I'll say that. I don't want to say abusive, but manipulative when you're putting something out there with the wrong presumptions. And it's not your fault if somebody makes assumptions. So no, that's not your fault. But like you're helping it along. And that's where for me, like, it's not like, that's not okay for me. That's all.
So she hates Molly because Molly might use clickbait. What? Like, this is over clickbait? Come on now. You don't give a shit about clickbait.
There's so much worse. I don't know if you follow true crime at all, but there's tons of true crime creators that really are manipulating subs by, we got an inside source. I have an inside source for this. That's manipulation. Marissa's not doing that. Marissa's just putting her personal business out there. And I am so sticking up for this because I do that too. And I get accused of, oh, you're doing this for manipulation. No, dumbasses, I'm doing this for support.
Well, and the only thing I've heard in the past, which I guess doesn't make sense to me, but I've never been up here to even ask about it, is that there has been times in the past where she has done you badly or tossed you to the side or something like that. But I've never gone to like investigate what had happened at that time, so that's fine. But for me, like, it doesn't matter. Your opinion, I can absolutely stand here and give an opinion on somebody, whether I like them or not, and still give a fair opinion.
Fair enough.
That doesn't change. Just because I don't like somebody doesn't change that for me. So.
And Husky, I agree. We have both done each other wrong. And I was going to say that. We have. And the only difference is Molly has enough, like, I have enough stuff on Molly that I don't have to lie. And she's lied about me. That's the only difference. When we have fought head to head. That's really the only difference. But we have both hurt each other. I'm
going to pause this for 1 second. So, because I'm going to switch over to Ethernet. Looks like my computer, because I'm using StreamYards. I think that's why it's kind of lagging a little bit. Okay. All right. I should be good. Okay.
I'll never say that she only hurt me. and I will never say that I only hurt her. It has gone both ways. And I don't know if she'll admit that, but I will most certainly admit that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's big. I don't have, yeah. So, I mean, I appreciate you having me up here today. I appreciate you being open to a conversation that, isn't exactly, what we have difference of opinion. So I do appreciate that. And I thank you for letting me come up.
Okay, hold on. Laura, okay, so question. Everyone has a problem with how Molly handled the Dre and Von thing. Aren't these people doing the exact same to her, exploiting her trauma? Just asking, I'm no Molly supporter. Well, the theory, from what I heard, Monkey's Mama, the theory or the rationale behind it is because she did it to Dre, they feel like they have a right to do it to her. That's the rationale.
And
so I will be honest, Monkey's Mama.
And the thing is with that is that you can't then complain about that behavior if you feel that someone committing such bad behavior justifies you also committing the same bad behavior. Like you either are in support of a behavior or you're not. And if you yourself are doing the behavior for whatever reason or justification, well, then your mouth may say one thing, but then your actions are saying something entirely different. So, yeah. Like, you, damn it. You can't like really, I don't know. You can't sit there and say that you don't support like stealing or something, but then justify you yourself having stolen. I mean, sure. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to get into the whole like morality of that, but that's, you get the gist. My nose is
with you and
itchy
tell you
now. Why?
that over the last 48 hours, I have struggled with that because there is a difference. For me in my mind, I can stick with the timeline and the facts and the behaviors that I believe are bad behaviors. Who am I? Nobody cares. Okay, fine. But I can still say that they are bad behaviors with a sense of compassion and without having to bash somebody. But that's me. That doesn't mean that's everybody else. I'm just saying that's me.
But if you don't like someone, why even know what they're up to? Why even know to have an opinion? And I go back to Betty. I don't watch Betty. The only thing that I know of Betty is what gets posted in my Patreon or Discord. And, I'm like, oh my God, what an idiot. But I laugh about it and I move on. I don't make videos about it. She's not my content. Why? Okay, everyone has a right to an opinion. I can have an opinion. You have an opinion and you move on. You don't make videos because once you make videos, now you have content. Now you have content on somebody else that has no connection to you. You've never been friends with her, but you need the content. So now let's make money off her and pretend that it's actually her when it's not. The person making the content is actually the one with the problem, not Molly. You eliminated Molly's problem the second you made that content. I saw your buddy nonsense go after me, Dawn, and Molly sitting on panel. Why is that content? Why is Molly's sister content?
Well, let me explain.
See, and that's the thing, like Molly covering a story or whatever, something of public interest, her talking about it, her covering it. If you want to make that, commentate on that as your content, sure, that makes sense. But the second you stop using the content as content and you instead replace it with personal hardships and trauma that you happen to know about them in their real life, because that has nothing to do with the drama community here on YouTube. You bringing it into the drama community is actually exploiting that person and exploiting what they're going through for your content.
She already was covering the Mallory thing, and recently Molly was called out for things, and she has a problematic
Oh, this is good.
history that when she gets called out for something, there's this big, huge blow up of with somebody. It changes each time, but there's always some big blowout, which happens to be Mallory this time.
Mallory
When
is a
she is called out about something,
Hold
when
on.
people start to question her.
is a narcissistic e-beggar. Nobody e-begs worse than Mallory. And now all of a sudden, everybody's Mallory's friend.
No,
Please,
1000% that is not me. I will absolutely say that. I do not agree with her behaviors. I don't watch her content. I am no fan of her. I don't think that what Molly did in her response videos was right towards Mallory. So again, wrong is wrong, right is right. But I am no fan of Mallory's. What I'm saying though is the reason why that was content is because of the fact that when she was being called out and asked tough questions and started to mention those questions being asked to her subs, that's when the Mallory fight happened. That's the only reason why I'm mentioning the Mallory thing. The rest of it is irrelevant to me. But that's the reason why, because that was in the same live stream that had happened on. And for me, I thought you actually asked some good questions of them that a lot of the audience wanted to know concerning that they don't know the answers. Yes, but you asked those questions. Okay, fine. I'm fine with that too. Me personally, I don't understand the whole concept of like, if I don't, because somebody else likes you, I can't like you. I don't understand that concept. I don't understand how I can't like you, but I can't like I can't think that you may have done something right or do something wrong. Or I can't like you and think that you did something wrong all at the same time. Like, it's ridiculous to me, but that's just me.
But you're not doing that. You're not. See, that's the thing. Nonsense. She's said this time and again that she's written off anyone that who's done things that she just is against or whatever. She's written them off. She said that about me. She said that about Veda. She said that about Molly. She said that about Justin. She said time and time again that, oh, well, I can't ever, like, accept someone who's supported any of these tragedy pimps before. She's written everyone off. Okay. First of all, so she's not just like disagreeing with one part of a person while accepting the rest of it. She's not even doing that. And neither are you. I mean, what you're saying there, sure, they that's what a lot of people do. They will not support something, they will disagree with something, but then they will move on and they will enjoy the rest of it. That's what people do. That's how relationships last.
okay. But most of these people that are calling, quote unquote, calling Marissa out are 10 times worse than Marissa.
Oh, I would.
Oh,
disagree.
no.
Who, can you specifically name who is worse?
See, this is what drives me nuts. You're justifying the same behavior in certain people because you despise the other people doing the same behavior more. Like you're applying a righteousness to some people who do the same shit that you are demonizing other people for doing. That's bias.
Because I mean, I would need examples, because there's this big, vast lake or ocean of people who do call her out. So who specifically are you saying is worse, does worse things?
Right there, though. You just said it right there. There's a whole mass of people calling her out. Why? Why are all these people using her for content? One person's not enough.
Well, because she has
everybody using her for their own gain. That is
I disagree. So I know of 5 different creators right now. Okay. And within those 5 creators, every single one of them has come across Molly in different stories, situations, whatever, right?
So
not personal. They weren't her friends. These are people who were just creators. They connected with the family that was going through a tragedy. Molly somehow got involved, and it went all bad from there. Okay. And so those 5 creators, they do content on her, right? And they do that content because they cared about that family. They wanted to help, legitimately help that family.
Who
And that
legitimately
those families.
wanted to help what family? Please enlighten me.
So
Who?
Xavier Harrelson.
Excuse me. I am the one that connected with Xavier Harrelson. I am the first person to ever talk about Xavier. I got Molly involved with Xavier Harrelson, who, by the way, his mom just got arrested. So who reached out that cared so much?
Yeah.
So let me give the example. So there's one family,
No,
right?
who
You
reached out
didn't
to
give an
them?
example.
Who reached out?
Who, I don't know all the people who reached out. Are you asking?
What
who the
are you
creator is?
talking about?
Yeah, because I was the first person to get it.
If you don't know all the facts and specifics of this example you're giving, then you don't know this example. You don't know that it's even an example. Don't use it. Don't talk about shit you don't understand and expect to sound like you know something by talking about it.
In that case,
I'm not saying, again, like I said, I'm giving you my perspective of it, right? So I'm not saying only one person worked with that family. That's not what I'm saying.
Is what you don't know is that people that contacted the family was because me and Molly brought on Samantha, who actually went looking for him because we were so close in the case. All our haters ran.
I'm looking at the comments here on the side. I see Justin Farrell. No, you said Molly. Word.
Had to get a story and had to take the other side. They didn't contact Xavier's family because they cared. They contacted Xavier's family because me and Marissa were involved. And that's fact. Go on.
So in the end, with that story, then in the end of that story, do you feel like to this day that you helped that family?
The family, no. I think she deserves to be in jail. And I think she had something to do with the disappearance. Did I help Samantha, the one that went looking for him? 150%. Even sent her son a candle.
Okay,
because it was.
And I want to add here. Okay, so I'm guessing by Nanya talking about this, what I'm guessing that she deems herself in nonsense is one side of the whole Marvin situation, and they're the ones who helped Marvin's family. I'm guessing that's where she's landing on this. But did they really help anyone in Marvin's family? I mean, all they did was they helped one family member drag and attack Marvin's mother. Like, who the fuck did that help?
Was her son's best friend. I absolutely helped Samantha, and I still talk to her today. So 150%. I helped his best friend, and I helped Samantha, which was my only thing. The family, I still think that piece of shit meth head is involved.
Okay.
Next example.
Cash Gernon and Connie would be specific.
And who? I wasn't part of all that. I stayed away from the whole Cash thing. So I know that Tiffany and Marissa worked very, very hard on that. But again, as far as I remember, Tiffany and Marissa were the first ones to work on that. And all of a sudden, Marissa haters and Tiffany haters had to contact all of the family.
Have you listened at all to, I know Connie has given some interviews, I want to say maybe over like the last 4 to 5 months, something like that, because it was newer to me to hear, and I just watched a bunch of channels and a bunch of different information with that. But have you watched at all the interviews that Connie has given to say what that experience was for her?
Okay, can I say something without you hating on me?
Oh, absolutely.
And audience, don't hate on me for this, but I'm going to let this out right now. Where the fuck was Connie that Cash was living with Monica in the first place? Connie wanted to come along like she's this wonderful person. Bitch, where the fuck were you when those twins needed a grandma? You were nowhere to be found. Either was your crackhead motherfucking daughter. So I don't know. Twins. Connie didn't give two fucks about. Hold on. This has nothing to do with Marissa. I am a mother of twins. That's why my heart was in that. And if God forbid I'm smoking crack or I'm doing something, you can bet your ass my mother is never gonna let their father take, leave the kids somewhere. My mother, my kid's grandmother will always fucking take my children. If I was out smoking crack and shit. So the fact that the grandmother didn't even know where the twins were, didn't even know the fact that the father fucking abandoned these kids at some crackhead's house, some meth head's house, and then they're gonna blame Molly for calling that out. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Connie should have been there for her kids to fucking begin with.
I want to. All right, I gotta remember. There's two things I want to talk about after this. How much longer is this? Is she up there for? I don't think much. Okay, like 3 minutes. Okay.
So I just want to point out though, right? But where is the compassion for a grandmother who has lost her grandchild?
There is none. Grandmother should have. The cash should not.
And that is my point, right? That is my point. So when it comes to those types of situations where somebody who they did make a poor choice, I'm not taking that away at all. I don't agree with the choice to not go searching, right? I get that. But in the same, like that's where I was talking about earlier, the simultaneous, in the same place that I can come from and say, man, that really sucks that, you didn't do better. I can also say, but man, it also sucks that you're in that situation that you're in. But that's hypocritical.
But she put herself in that situation. If
she did not, now come on, Laura, that's not fair. That grandmother never planned on her grandchild being hurt. That's not fair to say. She didn't even know where her grandkids were.
She didn't even know where her grandkids were. She didn't care where her grandkids were until after the fact. It reminds me of these people that they lose their kids in foster care. Parents, fuck no, I don't. You should have lost your god.
Laura, the same way you feel right now, right? You sound very passionate about your lack of empathy, which I can appreciate, right? That's the same way that other people feel, right? So where you're saying this is how, like, you're passionate about that lack of empathy, that's where other people are saying they have that lack of empathy for her.
But you don't see me making lives about it either, though. I'm not making money.
And you're talking about people not having empathy for a grandmother who didn't care enough about her grandkids to follow up and shit. Comparing that to not having empathy for someone who's losing their mother. I mean, you're not empathizing with the grandmother because the grandmother failed to do something. What is Marissa failing to do with her mother? I mean, like Marissa didn't bring this upon herself. Marissa's didn't ignore her mother and put her mother in a hospital bed. You know what I mean? So it's not the same thing. You're not empathizing with the grandmother because you emphatically disagree with the lack of initiative that the grandmother took. There's a reason there. There's something there to it's substantial, really. You're kind of comparing that to hating on Molly and not having empathy for Molly just simply because her mother's dying. Not the same thing.
Off of these people that have no empathy. That's my point. You don't see me picking apart Connie and doing live after live after live about it. You don't see me using Connie for content. I have an opinion and that's it. And that's where it stands. But I don't sit there and make comment after comment after comment or live after live or use them for content. Even Billy Joel, I don't use them for content. Just because I have an opinion, I have an opinion. Doesn't make them that now I got to use them for content every day. But no, I don't feel bad for Connie at all whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm going to jump down. I appreciate you having me up. I think it goes back to YouTubers are here for the clicks and views. So whatever's going to give the clicks and views, that's what they're going to do.
But that's
I don't think any one person can stop that.
nobody should be using, going full circle, nobody should be using Molly's tragedy as content.
Well,
Period.
nobody should be using any tragedy as content.
What?
Any
True
tragedy. That
creator,
it's not just
that's what we
like
do.
her tragedy doesn't bypass or trump somebody else's tragedy. Like nobody should be using any tragedy as content, right?
As a true crime creator, that's what true crime is about.
If you are a
See, it's not the fact that you're talking about tragedy is for content that's wrong. It's when you're using that tragedy against that person to harm that person. That's wrong. If you're just simply talking about true crime or any other human behavior interest stories or whatever, that's natural curiosity. I mean, we as humans, we always want to learn about the extremities. Those extreme ones among us or whatever, those extreme things that happen. I mean, you're talking about the situation. You're not using it to attack a person. You know, but that's not what it's like though when you're talking about Molly. You're only talking about Molly so you can fucking hate on her. That's it. That's it. And and you're not even like hating on her for like for how she, I don't know, for how she is how she is an influencer. You're hating on her and trying to find out personal shit about her life and wanting to like basically try to break her and her husband up or you're calling her fucking kids schools and shit. And I mean, that's the difference. You're not just talking about this horrible situation that became national headline news. I don't know.
a true crime creator and you're there respectfully honoring that life that's been lost, I could understand that is different. But
Why are
that
you
from my
gatekeeping this?
understanding,
I'm talking about personally going, so I'm not talking about being in person. I'm not talking about going to someone's house. I'm talking my channel. 90%, 10% drama lately, but 90% I report on cases. I am a channel, a case discussion channel. If I had to classify my channel, it's
I think, like I said, I think it is content. Unfortunately, it was put out there as content. It's going to be used as content. I get that you disagree with it being content. I understand that. But if it's put out there as content, it's going to be used as content, unfortunately.
Because there's not enough things in the world. There's not enough deaths, murders, rapes to talk about that they have to use Molly, right? There's just not enough going on in the world that the only content as from your words, 5 creators can come up with is Molly's mom. Please make that make sense.
I mean, I think it's because and again, I'm only saying from my perspective, what I've seen is for me, and I'm not saying all 5 creators did that. That was a different example that you're using. But to me, the content, it cycles through, right? It starts with one channel, then another channel goes live. They talk about the same exact thing. Then another channel goes live.
It's called drama.
It just cycles through all the channels.
Problem. That's my whole point. You just confirmed my whole point. That is the whole problem. Why are all these fucking channels worried about what Molly does?
Because it's content.
Talk about because they want to make money. They are making money and views and everything off of Molly's name. You just proved my entire point.
Yeah,
it's
like I said, I think if it's put out there as content, then it's going to be used as content.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I appreciate you having me up. Thank you very much.
Okay,
have a great rest of your day.
Have a good day.
All right,
thanks for coming.
I'm gonna end there for now. Let me grab the link. I'm gonna share the link here in the live stream chat, and I will add it to the description when I'm done. But I highly, strongly recommend people catching this live in its entirety, or at least just from the beginning up until when nonsense comes on, because I'm really just I know I find a lot of the things that this Laura says just be kind of profound and like just so fucking right. And I think everyone would enjoy watching it and hearing it. So let me go ahead and put that in the live stream chat now. Okay, so we're gonna come back and talk about this before I end this, but I want to go over like 2 other things real quick here before I forget. I'm cold. 1 second, let me grab something. Okay. Damn it. I don't know why it's so cold in here all of a sudden. Okay. First thing I want to cover real quick. It's been brought to my attention that there's been some confusion about Goose. Apparently, people think, by people I mean nonsense, because God forbid we fucking do any research into shit, right? Apparently, nonsense is of the belief that Goose, the one who's been a moderator for Tia and for she's been a moderator for Molly, right? I think so. That Goose is this other Goose who's been around the anti-Katie community or whatever for years. She's not. They're not one and the same. And I'm going to show you something here. So, the Goose that nonsense is mistakenly thinking is, Molly's, we'll just say Molly's Goose just for simplicity, is actually this Goose here. I'm not going to go into her whole profile, whatever. I don't know much about her. I don't know if she's following me. I think she was at one point. I don't know. But she tired of big tech censorship, wife, mother, patriot, bona fide journalist. We have a lot of people in common. She's been around the community for quite some time. I've read her tweets. I've come across her in live stream chats. Whoever this person is not Molly's Goose. They're not the same person. Okay? They're not. So nonsense, maybe before you start causing all this fucking these problems and shit and starting all these lies and these rumors and using this perceived person here as some sort of justification for the shit you've been fucking doing, maybe you should just be sure of someone. That's all. Just ask a few questions. Look some shit up. Spend 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just fucking try to find some sort of way to verify shit that you think is the truth. That's all. It's not too much to ask, is it? But hey, whatever. You do you. Anyways, there's that. Now, I'm going to go over here to chat real quick. Yeah, Moose and Golly. I'm getting tired. I think that's why I can't talk. Goose and Molly are not the same person either. Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you search the username Goose on Twitter, you're gonna get a lot of fucking search results. Pretty sure that more than one person kind of came up with the idea to use this for an account name of some variation. Okay. One other thing I want to talk about quick. This is a Katie. This is a Katie, I guess, I don't know, discussion. But which one is it? Okay, it is that one. So I want to just talk for a second here, take a second away from this and talk about a post of Katie's. It's really just didn't set well with me. Let me show you what I mean. What's beeping then? That just made a noise. Why am I getting alert sounds, but I'm not getting any banners? Okay. Already, I'm on there. Okay, so this post here, she made a day ago, and she says, wait. Josh Duggar has allegedly found love inside Seagoville, according to a loved one of an inmate in Josh's building. According to the source, Josh Duggar was allegedly using his rented phone to not only call his wife Anna, but to also call his boo in another building. The source alleges that Josh has found happiness with a transgendered male to female inmate that is scheduled for release in 2034. The source provided photos of the alleged love interest and their inmate ID, which shows that they are at the same facility as Josh. Josh has not kept his alleged affection for his new sweetie a secret, and his behavior has upset inmates in his building. While some inmates will get down and dirty while they are locked up, the source says most keep this secret to avoid retaliation on the yard. The source also alleges that a rumor of Josh kissing a male visitor on the lips has been circulating the facility. Oh, I wonder who started that fucking rumor, huh, Katie? Josh Duggar's crass and perverse jokes about sex and women has also made many uncomfortable. He apparently has no filter and people feel creeped out by him. The source also alleges that Josh has a reputation for being extremely messy and having terrible hygiene. Oh, and Josh has confided in many that his mom is mad at him and says, "I raised you better." But that hasn't stopped Shelly from paying for his commissary. Josh thinks he's a celebrity in his own mind, and the inmates find him insufferable, the source said. Jim Bob and Michelle have allegedly not visited him at all since he was locked up in Seagoville. Allegedly, it's a source. Take it with a grain of salt. That reminds me of some... Fuck. I think I got it on my laptop. Oh my god, I gotta find that. I'm sorry, I gotta find this. I forgot all about it. But I'm gonna have to pull it up on my laptop. Where was I when I took the screenshot? I was at Jen's. So yeah, it has to be on the laptop. All right. Or maybe it's on here. Yeah, it's got me on the laptop. All right, I'll go grab the laptop in just a second. Just want to make sure I'm right about that. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, I'll get to, you'll see why I thought of this just now. The whole, allegedly, it's a source. Take it with a grain of salt. There's nothing wrong with anyone loving a transgendered person. Josh's behavior towards his inmate is described as predatory and crass because of his behavior and not because of the other inmate. Oh, how nice of you to clarify that. Now, I want to just read some of these comments here because I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, I seriously think he has a sex addiction. This is why it's so important to enforce professional help in the religious community. You just can't pray it away, yada yada. Has this okay. Yes, the loved one said that Josh is for sure okay, but it seems like he's obsessed with sex and doesn't care how he gets it. Predatory, yada yada. Okay. There's that one. Let me go back to right there. Okay. One more thing. Let me pull it up on Facebook because I don't remember what Instagram post it was, but I remember which Facebook one it was. And my whole point in pointing this out is that it's when Katie's talking about this, it goes from talking about him being this horrible person and everything and deserving of horrible things and everything, but then it goes to mocking him and anyone who finds comfort in the same sex while in any situation in life or whatever. Like it's almost like she's making not a mockery of homosexuality, but she's dirtying it. She's muddying the waters of it by, I don't know, by kind of laughing about people acting gay in prison and shit. It's just, it doesn't sit right with me. This is where I was like, okay. So let me pull this up real quick. Oh, there's some new pages featuring her on Facebook. I haven't even looked at them in a while. Okay. Okay, here it is.
We've built a network to help businesses thrive. One that over 80% of the Fortune 500 rely on, along with millions of small businesses, like the one down the street. A network that moves huge amounts of data, with enterprise services up to 100 gigabits per second.
Okay, so Josh Tucker remains in the shoe at Seagoville and will be there for 75 days, according to a source whose loved one is inside with Josh. According to the intel the loved one received, the details of Josh's discipline and events leading up to him getting caught are as follows. Josh Tucker was caught using a rented phone and working on his appeal at the time. Inmates apparently rent out phones for use as a side hustle to make income on the inside. Josh did not have the money to afford $2,200 to buy his own phone. Anna is allegedly pulling away and not sending him as much money, books, or gifts. She's not helping him out and is already burning out, alleged the source. Josh will likely be released from the shoe in a few weeks. All right, so she goes on to talk more about that. But it's the comments here that just caught my attention. Okay.
T-Mobile has the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus for free and price lock guarantee.
Oh my God, it's gross. I didn't even read that one before.
Samsung Galaxy S23 Plus, no trade-in required. Well, you might know, but static says, whoa. Try Bounce Lasting Fresh. More freshness, more softness, less static, less wrinkles. Bounce Lasting Fresh. Yeah, it's the sheet.
Huh. Didn't he receive 10 to $20? I'm shocked that he'd have a prison girlfriend and be open about it. Isn't that an ultimate sin of the religion? Does time spend this true? Okay. Love interest, like a dude. Yep, gay for the stay is the saying in prisons like this. He's not the first or last one to do that. Or could he have a crush on a female guard or cafeteria lady, except like possible, but it says his love interest is transgendered inmate, not a female guard. Oh, that's what the ghost meant. So basically, so between that and the way she's talking about this, saying how the source thinks that he's a sex addict, he's a pedo, he's this and everything, and then she's saying how, oh, he's got a boo, you know, he found love in prison or whatever. It's like she's combining these things all together. Like, I mean, I feel like she's kind of telling on herself and how she really views people in the homosexual community. It's not the first time either she's done this. And it's definitely not the first time I've caught this. She's done this. It's always pretty much, from what I've seen, had to do with Josh Duggar. When she was explaining what the rules were in this type of prison, and she couldn't like separate like a homosexual physical relationship and violent sex. Like she just couldn't separate them in her description or in her explaining of things. It's like the two almost went hand in hand to her. Like, I don't know. I feel like this needs to be paid more attention to, like, because I don't think it's very, I don't know, supportive. Bet he likes dropping the soap. Okay, there we go with that one. Okay, so now we're going to make jokes about prison sexual assault. Oh, that's lovely. He'll have to pay that debt one way or the other. He's not going to make it. He can't even make it through the first year run and a wife. So, okay. Oh, why do you have to do that? And I get it. I get that Josh Duggar is complete and total scumbag. And I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve like any bad shit that comes his way. But what kind of a person are you if you revel in this? If you're giddy about it? I mean, because the whole thing is just disgusting. What first and foremost, what's most disgusting is what put him in prison to begin with. And it's like every action, every consequence that stems from that, it's almost like paying tribute to the reason in which he's in prison. So if you are taking excitement or getting excitement or finding pleasure or happiness from the possibility of him being sexually assaulted in prison, you might have something wrong with you, because not because he deserves to not have anything bad to him, but because you yourself are finding satisfaction in that act being committed, period. There's an issue there. And then when you talk about that act being committed, and you can't even like separate it as being like just homosexual sex, that's a fucking issue, because now you're basically saying that anyone who's in a male on male sexual relationship, they're there out of force. Like, what is wrong with you? You know, like, I don't know. All right. It's been kind of bugging me. I want to just get that out there. I'm done. What page was that? That's weird. Okay. Moving on. Okay. I'll find it. I'll post it later or whatever. I don't want to pull away from the stream and go find it. But the thing I was reading about, this is, coming from a source, take it with a grain of salt or whatever. I was looking through this message board forum about like drama and everything, the drama community. And someone shared a screenshot, or not a screenshot, but yeah, I think it was a screenshot of a tweet from Todd Chrisley. This was a while back. This was when Todd and Katie were going through their lawsuit there before they settled. Apparently, I didn't see this, and I had no knowledge or recollection of this, but apparently Todd made a tweet where he was gloating because Katie had admitted basically that she had no source for that one story that she claimed to have a source. And that source was one of the crew members from Chrisley Knows Best. Apparently, though, throughout their lawsuit there, Katie said that she couldn't find the email. She no longer had the email. She never got a phone number for the person nor a name, so she's got nothing. Which means that she fucking made it up. Let's be real. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Todd Chrisley had tweeted that. I didn't know that that was actually like something that was basically, or not basically, but that was confirmed by Katie. I didn't know that. Like, does anyone else remember this? I want to find a screenshot of the. Well, no, I know Katie lied. I know, I get that, Steve. Yeah, no shit. But we all know this, and we can all sometimes see the confirmation, the proof of this, but we don't usually hear confirmation or proof of Katie admitting that it was bullshit. You know what I mean? And I feel like that kind of was. That's what that was. So I have a screenshot of it. I know I have it. It's got to be on my laptop. Okay. What did I miss up here? All right, I want to read this now. What the fuck is this? So a nonsense community tab or page. Apparently it's about 6 hours, well, maybe 7 hours ago now, because I haven't refreshed the page. Actually, let me refresh that in case there's more comments. I'm working tomorrow. I think I am. Yes, I am. Okay. All right. So about 7 hours ago, she shared this, and it says, "Today's nonsense so far. Saturday night's post." Molly Golightly posted, "Resting. Princess and I had a nice day in Connecticut at 90s Con. We were able to fit in a few hours of a few photos and stuff with cool people we wanted to see. You know, I'll be able, I think she'll probably have the whole thing up on her Facebook page." See, this fucking makes me mad. People are commenting because Molly, who had plans and paid for this whole excursion or whatever, took one day, drove to it so she could just go for a little bit and then left. And people are dragging her for it. Like, you know, here's the thing. Like, when my mom was dying, I know, we knew she basically, we were told she had like 2 months left, and she made it almost the full 2 months. But she really only made it mentally like the first month. After that, she just wasn't awake too often. And then before long, she slipped into a coma, and she laid there in a coma for over a week before she finally passed away. I still went to work. I had to. So Molly, I know, has said that her mom isn't verbal at the moment. And I mean, you can judge her, you can think whatever the fuck you want, but unless you've been there, you don't know shit. And I don't blame her. I don't. And people can say whatever the fuck they want. I don't really care. This has nothing to do with Molly being Molly or whether or not I like Molly. This is, you could put anyone, you could put Katie in this fucking situation. I'd say the same fucking thing. You don't know how hard that is to watch. You don't know. And the thing is that it's not about you at that point. Sure, it's about the person who's passing away, but they're not there anymore. You know, if they're not talking, if they're not coherent, if they're not alert, if they're not awake, they're not there anymore. So at that point, I think it's okay for you to do whatever you got to do to just get yourself through it. Because you're not causing anyone harm. You're not letting anyone down. You got to consider yourself, and you got to consider those around you. You got to be there for those around you. So if that means that for a few hours you go to a fucking gathering that you planned for so long, and then you go. What is everyone's problem with this? Why are you fucking giving anyone shit for how they handle their grief, how they work through their grief and their process as they're losing their loved one? Why are you doing this? And to see, this is not, and if you want to sit here and say that, oh, you have every right to do this or whatever, because she put it out there. She made it public content when she put it out on the internet. Well, you know, there's a lot of shit that's put out on the internet. It doesn't make you any less of an asshole if you go fucking digging for it and bringing it up and talking about it. And here's the thing. This isn't content. This isn't anything to do with the drama community. It doesn't have anything to do with Katie Joy or Unirock or Letitia or Marvon or whatever. This just has to do with Molly fucking working through the grief of losing her mother. I mean, why is that your fucking content? Why are you now talking about it in comments? Let's see here. I hope everyone who sent her money recently feels stupid, not surprised. Those last precious moments with your mom are irreplaceable. Some people just don't value that until they're not able to have them. And a few don't care at all. Sad. Wake up, simps. Molly Golightly is using every single one of you and will continue even when her mom does transition one day, guaranteed. She will claim not enough time with her. You know what? She could sit at their bedside every fucking second from now until the end. And then, you know what? That still won't be enough time. So fuck you for saying that. If you think that at any point in time after you lose your parent, you can sit there and say, I had enough time with my parent, then you're the fucking asshole. Resting. I'm sure 90s Con was exhausting. Shaking my head. When my mom passed away in December 2019, as a family, while we sat with her in her final days, used the time to bond and reminisce. The day I found out she was put on hospice, I drove 15 hours to see her. It was a week of rough decisions, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I took my kids back to visit a couple months later, and we planned for all kids, grandkids to be there for what we expected to be her last Christmas. Sadly, she passed away exactly 9 months to the day of starting hospice. I'm not reading all this shit. That's great that you had 9 months. That's great. Some people don't have that. And some people, it counts to be there and it matters to be there when they're there. But when they're not there, they're not there. Let's not forget that. Cool people we wanted to see Trump seeing your gravely ill mother. What the fuck? She's going to regret this. Also, her son is watching her. Wait till he pushes her away. That is learned behavior. Again, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. This is even real. Molly is a heartless pig. Also, that contradicts what she wrote yesterday. Oh, how I would love to read those comments. Oh, I'm sure one of you guys will fucking find a way to dupe someone into so you can get in there and you can violate their sense of privacy or security or whatever. And you can then grab their comments and put them up and then mock and ridicule and drag them. But you guys are the right people. Okay. Despicable behavior. Wow, what a bitch. To spend another 20 minutes with her dying mom, karma is coming for Molly Golightly. Watch out. Bitch, you better hope that karma's not real. Because if karma's real for Molly, then karma's going to be real for you too. I'd worry more about that. I saw Veda Jad video. Did you? It's titled, Dear Nonsense, You Have Mail. The other chick is pretty brave. Huh? The other chick is pretty brave. I don't know what that means. Could that be a compliment? I don't know. Can anyone see the comments to these posts? Wondering if any of her members had the balls to call her out. Like, why aren't you with your son and husband if your mom is really in the hospital? God, this woman is horrible. Same. Hey, she only allows yes people. If you ain't telling the evil clown your beautiful, sweet dreams, blah, blah, you're blocked and booted. That sounds like nonsense. Yeah. That sounds exactly like nonsense. Anytime someone wants to come in there with any kind of confrontation, she blocks them. I mean, she might as well just start saying blockity, block, block at this point. I think it's all a lie. And her mother's not even sick. Not like she claims. She is absolutely disgusting. And if anyone condones any of this BS, then the same applies to them. Just saying. By the way, if she does return home, at least then she will be nearer to visiting her sick mother. She will do anything and everything to cover her ass. Too bad she can't act like a good person, so she doesn't need to. Hatred, loathing are pretty harsh words, but that's exactly what Molly Golightly deserves. Who in the fuck does that to their own mother? Molly Golightly is an asshole to her mother and son. Self-centered piece of shit. Appalling. She is vile and repulsive. I'm not sure you should be calling anyone that. I've seen your fucking comments, dude, for a while now. Oh, that's like that. Your comments could be right there in the dictionary, right next to the words vile and repulsive. Just saying. Just saying. When Mama knew her time was coming, she said to me, I was the only kid that gave her no regrets or problems. I treasure that daily. Then your mom was kind of I mean, if you had siblings and she said that to you, that's a pretty fucked up thing to say to any one of your kids. I mean, you can sit there and say you were the one who gave me the least amount of problems or some shit like that, sure. But you're the only kid that gave me no regrets. Fuck says that? What's that? You'll see her again. In fact, yo, Mountain Mama, that sounds like a threat. I mean, yeah, he can't really hold a threat considering he has no shoulders, but I don't know. I definitely watch yourself around Unirock because I don't know. It doesn't sound too fucking good to me. That's my opinion. Whatever. Oh, I closed that out, didn't I? God damn it. All right. I want to put one more thing. All right. Can I read more of that in here? Oh, she actually didn't post it to her Facebook. What do you know? Okay. Holy shit, was that? Oh my God, I just read a comment like in support of Molly, a nonsense page. Hold up, let me get over there. Let me share this shit. Okay, so this is a post from yesterday. And I read this in yesterday's stream, I think. It was yesterday's stream? I didn't stream yesterday. I don't remember. A stream, I read it. Anyway. Right here, someone wrote, I'm no Molly fan, but she clearly is going through some stuff with her mom. If that's how she deals with it, I think let her be. If people choose to provide gifts for her, they're adults. It's their money. That's cool, man. Thank you. I thank you from one human to another fellow human. Thank you for having that, giving an example or display of compassion for others to possibly learn from. Though I fear they won't here, but I think it's pretty cool of you to try. Let's see. Did she say the other day there was a mistake and her mom didn't have cancer? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. All right, so there wasn't much there. All right. Why are you posting pictures? Nonsense. Why the fuck are you posting pictures of her husband? Like, what is wrong with you? Yeah, all right. So yeah, that's about all I had planned. Let me do this. Why does everything take so long to load on here? Sorry, he can't stop burping apparently in the background. Okay. Let me check chat here real quick before I wrap this up. Oh my God, why is everything takes so long to load on here? There we go. All right. So again, if you want me to read anything or see anything, or you have any questions, just tag me in it, and I'll see my name in the color block, and I'll know. Otherwise, I'm just going to skim through these. Yeah, I was talking about Uniball. Yeah. Well, who else do you know that doesn't have shoulders besides nonsense? Yeah, I know. Not Menace is posting shit on Twitter. It's what is his like? He just can't stop trying to bring kids into shit. Like it's fucking weird. I mean, I post something about nonsense, or no, I stream. He grabs a clip of it, and the first thing he goes to is trying to bring Katie and her fucking kid into something like this. Why? Why do you want him to be a part of this fucking battle or this drama? Like, what is your obsession with her kid? Like, I don't know, man. That and the way he got busted spelling defense, he was spelling it with the Queen's English. Huh. I didn't know he was from the UK. That's interesting, though. Wonder if he knows Nat. Mm-hmm. They're using Molly's Patreon post as content and saying it's fair game because she put it out there. Yeah, she didn't put it out there. She put it out there amongst the people she's closest with on the internet. Sure, you can't. There is no like reasonable expectation of privacy when it comes to things posted online. Sure, okay, but she's not putting it out there to be used as content. But you're taking it and you're using it as content. Just know that. Someone said, wait a minute, I have to disagree with someone here. DC says, I have never seen one person be attacked like this. Her entire existence is ripped apart every day. I have to disagree. I think she's right up there, yes. But I'm going to say that the person who I've never seen attacked so badly online before, the worst person to be targeted that I've seen is actually Steve McRae here. Because for years, Unirock and his ilk have not yet found anything that's too low for them to try to do or go. And they've done it daily, incessantly, nonstop, repeatedly, without shame, without filter for years. There's channels out there that are just fucking making shit up. I mean, they try to get him to be like some interest or targeted interest of Chris fucking Hansen above and over nothing. It's the most asinine shit. Fucking Katie tried to get him framed for like federal crimes and shit, It's crazy. Yeah, no, Steve doesn't even bitch about it. Like Steve hasn't even whined about this to me once in all the all this time I've known him and all the talks we've had. Like he's not happy about it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And he bitches about Unirock or whatever once in a while, but he's not sitting there playing the victim. He's not like poor me. He's not whining about it. He's just like, whatever, I think it does bother him, but he's not trying to exploit it, is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't want anybody to put their neck out for him, which kind of makes it even that much harder to not see, in my opinion. But for the longest time, I sat here and said, I don't want to even get involved. I don't want to know nothing about what went down between Katie and Steve. Nope. That's something that's just a whole bunch of muddy water that I don't want to go near. But you can only really decide that for so long before and watch these attacks just completely without any kind of logic or what rational thinking, whatever. Not at all makes sense. Just happen over and over and over again. You can only see that happen for so long and still say, I don't want any part of this. Before long, you're gonna get pissed off and just like, no, okay, no, that's it. I don't want just a part of it. I'm just fucking dying. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, Steve. It's bullshit what you've had to deal with. I don't care. It's I've said that for a while now. It's fucking abhorrent. Like there should be like a psychology like fucking course or something just on the harassment that he's received from these assholes. And now because I said this in the stream, I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow morning to Twitter to many of Unirock's like fam there coming at me nonstop on Twitter because I dare to question their attacks on this man. This is how fucking crazy they are. Watch. And you can hate Steve all you want. I don't care. And I get this. Some people don't like him, whatever. I don't care. But you can't not see it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, I was sorry. I just read that. But and besides Steve McRae, though, DC, I'd say, yeah, this is probably about as bad as it gets for pretty much anyone online. Well, except for Steve. Yeah, that's a good point, DC, though. How obsessed do you have to be to do this to a woman that has never done a thing to you? I mean, think about that. Nonsense claims that she's doing whatever. She's going after Molly. She's taking down the tragedy pimps or whatever because of the tragedy pimps like stealing or scheming or whatever. Okay, well, that's fine if you if you truly believe that and you want to call attention to it, then yeah, I can understand calling it out. But she passed just calling it out like fucking 8 months ago. She's well into like crazy land now with this shit. How obsessed you have to be to go that far when Molly's never done anything to you personally. Like, it's never done anything to you, really. Like you have no personal investment here. Why are you the one going the furthest more than anyone who does have a personal investment? Like that's kind of crazy. Yeah, who made her the judge of it all? That's what I've been asking. That is what I've been asking. I've been wanting to know, like, who the hell fucking appointed Nonsense and Nunya, too, for that matter, the moral police here over on YouTube? Like, who the fuck do they think they are to try to take away my choice in content? That's what I want to know. Oh, puppy cam, please. Okay, yeah, I'll show the puppy again. I'm sorry, I just saw that you posted that like 19 minutes ago. I hope your husband's still around. 1 second. I'll go grab the puppy and then I think I'm going to wrap this up. I know. That's why I'm going to grab her now before you go to bed. All right, 1 second. Okay, puppy cam. Here, let me move the microphone. There we go. Hi. Say hi. Hi there. Hi. You know what I think is funny though? In almost every clip of Katie where she's holding her cats or one of her dogs is kind of playing around with her, all of her pets just try to bite her and get away usually. Her cat, but like both of her cats just want to just fucking claw her eyes out. But she just sits there going, oh, she's a silly cat. She's just playing. It's like, nah. that fucking cat wants to kill you. Look at the size of these paws. Aren't they so big? These paws are so big. Say hi. Okay, you want to go down, huh? You want to get down? Okay. All right, come here. Okay. There you go. All right. All right, I'll be in there in a minute. Okay. Her pets hate her with a passion. You can see it. Yeah. Probably because like she fucking throws him around. Like there's this one video. This one of the first first things I commented on my Instagram about her. It was a video. I don't know. She was at it looked like her kitchen table or something, and she had stuff on the kitchen table, and her cat was on the kitchen table. And so she went to like kind of get the cat off the kitchen table, but she didn't like shoo the cat away. She didn't even just like nudge it away or whatever, push it. She didn't even just like pick it up and put it down. Nah, she picked the cat up from one height, brought it up over her head, over to the side, and then dropped it. It's like she picked the cat up, brought it up higher, in which to drop it from that height. Like, it was like, why? I mean, sure, the cat can handle it, I get that. It's not a big deal, or whatever, but it's kind of a vicious thing for a person to do to their pet, I think. That's all I'm saying. All right, let me go back to chat here real quick. All right, I'm going to just scroll through and see if my name's tagged now. I don't think it is. Okay, I can only scroll so far. All right, I am going to wrap this up because the dog's barking. I have to help the dog up on the bed. She's not big enough to jump up on her bed because it's so high up. She's like, I know, I'll be right there. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here. I'm working tomorrow night, so I don't know if I'll be streaming. But, okay. Bye. Thank you.